Hi everybody, it's Bebe. I'm here for another episode of Can't Make This Up, where in 5 minutes I share a funny epic fail from my life just to bring a smile to your face and a little levity to your day. So I hope it does that for you. I'm here to tell you about two 23-year-olds who scraped up enough money together to buy our first home, and that was in Jefferson City, Missouri. And I'm telling you, it was city slickers going to the country, living in the country and learning country ways and the country lingo, because we didn't really know that much. Both of us had been raised in the cities, always in the cities, and probably the closest was Mike because his mom and dad did grow up on a farm. But our neighbors were farmers. Ruth and George, they were probably late 60s, early 70s when us young uns moved in next door. And between our two houses, we could see each other's homes. Between our two houses was just sort of an open area, very grassy, some trees that were dotted in there. And so the first spring that we were there, here comes a nice thunder boomer, and lightning strikes one of the trees and it falls over and all of the bark pops off. Well, I was just enamored because guess what was in the 70s? Dried floral arrangements. And all I could see was $1 gazillion that I could make off of that bark, and using that bark as my canvas and then building all the dried flower arrangements on top of it. So being the good neighbor that I was, I went over and asked Ruth if I could have some of that bark. And she sort of stood there. It was kind of quiet for a minute, trying to process. You came over here to ask if you could have some. Sure, honey, you can have as much bark as you'd like. I said, okay, well, you know what? While I'm here, I've noticed some really interesting weeds that are on your property. Would you mind if I cut some of your weeds and took those for my crafts? No, sweetheart, you cut down as many weeds on our property as you'd like. You can have as many as you'd like. Oh, thank you so much. Well, it never occurred to me that might seem a little odd. Ruth and George always put in the most amazing garden ever. And they were so generous. They'd give us lettuce and radishes and all sorts of things. So one day she shows up at my door and she's dropping off a big sack of these little guys, little baby cucumbers. She has a whole sack of them, not a lot. There's just a lot. And she goes, here you go. I wanted to share these with you. And just so you know, they'll make really good bread and butter. You have a great day. I'll see you later. And she leaves, and I am so perplexed. Oh, yes, I was. I was so perplexed because it was like, these country folks, how are they making bread out of cucumbers? I'd never heard of a cucumber bread, but maybe there is out there. And even more puzzling is, how do you make butter out of this? Wow, how does that work? So my husband comes home, and being a little bit more, knowing about country ways, because of his background, I said, how do you make bread and butter? How are they making bread and butter out of cucumbers? He goes, babe, bread and butter pickles. Oh, well. So I'm here to tell you that what goes around comes around in both of the places, because look what kind of art I'm doing this year. That's right, people, little mixed media. And do you see what that is right there? A nice piece of bark off of my tree. So here I am. What goes around comes around, and I love anything pickled. You go to the store, you get this little thing, and it'll give you the directions and all of the ingredients and everything, And you can not only pickle those cucumbers, that's right, but you can also pickle onions, which I dearly love. Those are great on salads and on sandwiches. And then this is one of my favorites. That's right. Those are eggs. Those are hard-boiled eggs. Those are awesome. So I'm just saying, enjoy the things of nature and enjoy learning a new culture. Love you guys. I hope you had a great day. See you next time. Bye.